What's up everyone? Welcome to Finance with Tony. I am Tony and here we are sharing some ideas on finance, sales and fundraising. In today's video we will talk about the three types of sales, which is impulsive sales, consultant sales and strategic sales. The Peter Thiel called the last one the complex sales. And I'll show you how to rely on this framework to take control over your sales performance depending on which type of sales your business or sales activities belong to. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. The first type of sales which we will talk about would be the impulsive sales. For instance, I've closed my first 3,500 deals even before I was graduated my university. It's speaking strictly for myself, it's highly fast-paced experience. You have to be rather fast. You have to be preferably fast, rather smart. I mean, if you're a little bit of ignorant in sales techniques, etc., you could actually have easy start in this type of sales. Usually you can recognize this type of sales by the one decision maker, average customer value up to $100 or so, average sales cycle or decision cycle for your customers would be roughly 10 minutes up to 24 hours. You know, this famous 24 or sometimes 48 hours rule. If you didn't sell this in this time frame, you're basically failed the 80% of your sales. And actually it's a really common place for small and medium businesses to approach this area. Usually it is the field of so-called fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG markets, and also you can easily find those brands that surf on the waves of impulsive sales. So the next one would be consulting sales, and I would compare this. One word before impulsive sales. Probably the best association that you can pick for this type of sales is ping pong or table tennis. You have to be smart. You have to be fast, rather smart. You have to be really on a fast pace, and also, of course, you can use all of these classical things like smiling and maintaining eye contact, etc. So, you name them. The next one would be the consulting sales. I used to work in a few global companies. I've got the Champion Cup as the best seller of Eurasia region, sometimes using consulting sales also. And also I used to work in the two real estate investment funds, which was actually mostly consulting sales experience. So the average, despite of some higher average customer values, of course, and other things. I mean, I just used to exploit some elements of consulting sales, but the type of sales would be in the next slide that I was focused on in these experiences. So overall, I've closed 5,000 deals during my sales experience, and also I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have sold my sorry, it would be on the next slide, I believe. So consulting sales. Sometimes I put the cart before the horses. Sorry. One or two decision makers. Average customer value from something from $1,000 all the way to $10,000. And your average sales cycle would be, let's say, from 1 hour up to 2 weeks. And really common mistake for small business owners, for entrepreneurs or startup founders with consulting sales, that they could, as they found those attractive average customer value like $1,000, they tend to underestimate their sales cycle, and if they're slept to the longer sales cycle, they're going to embrace so-called the dead valley, or the value of death for sales, or entrepreneurial activities. If you're trying to combine those type of sales, they just could take the sales cycle from strategic sales, which would be on the next slide, and they kind of use the long sales cycle, deadly long sales cycle for them with the average customer value like $1,000. You obviously you can't have 6 months or 1 year sales cycle with $1,000 customer value. So let's cut to put it on the ground. You can easily find this type of sales, or recognize this type of sales when you're going to buy the furniture, the equipment for your building and constructions. Maybe it could be your insurance policies, car insurance, etc. I mean, it's this type of sales is also fast and smooth as impulsive sales, but usually you have to be a little bit more smarter. You have to play a little bit smarter, like in ice hockey. You have some strategy, you have some teamwork, you have some let's say deeper customer experience comparing to impulsive sales, when you basically just offer the same things to the mass market, and you definitely totally rely on marketing, on lead generation when it comes to impulsive sales. But here you have to hire a little bit smarter sales staff. You have to train them. You have to set up solid onboarding process, etc. So the last but not least would be strategic sales. You have 4 decision makers, 4 different roles in each your clientele structure. Let's say you provide something to the enterprise segment, and also your average customer value could be usually from 10,000K up to, let's say, 100K, but actually it's just for the beginning. If your dream is strategic sales, you can actually use the same sales techniques with $1 million deals, with M&A deals. I speak from my personal experience. I was involved in roughly a dozen of M&A deals, and I'm a founder of the first company in North Asia on cost-per-click advertising. We've sold our company, we've pitched our company to the top 10 startup accelerators in the world, and also eventually I've sold my company to the largest advertising agency in Eastern Europe. So when it comes to M&A deals, when it comes to strategic sales, fundraising, capital raising, it's definitely always about strategic sales. I mean, except of the crowdfunding, of course, or venture capital, something like that. I mean, classical fundraising fields. So you have 4 decision makers. I'll elaborate on that on the next videos probably, but to give you the taste, that would be like consulting role, that would be technical buyer, that would be sort of value-wise decision maker, and financial decision maker, of course, usually the CEO or the owner, something like that. So your average sales cycle usually starts with 2 months all the way up to 3 years. Sometimes it's definitely some sort of waiting game, but your average customer value have to cover those cycles so that you don't have regrets. And my best association with this type of sales would be actually the chess. A lot of analysis, intellectual play, strategy, and usually you'll find on this field such brands as Big Four. I mean, McKinsey, KPMG, Ernst & Young, Boston Consulting Group, PricewaterhouseCoopers, etc. Also, of course, huge advertising agencies such as BBDO, Ogilvy belong to this area. You have to be focused on these distinctions between this type of sales, because actually it leads you to the different instruments to control this type of sales. For instance, speaking about strategic sales, you're more focusing on your customers. You definitely have the timeline, as always. You control your activities daily as a good sales team leader, but you've built your analysis, your sales control based on your customers to better and faster prioritize your sales activities among those different kinds of fishes. Sometimes they're too small, sometimes they're too slow, and sometimes they're really attractive, like whales hunting, like something like that. Or so if you trying to explore the best activity, the best way to control your consulting sales, that would be definitely, your choice definitely would be some type of spreadsheets or tools that also that would be more focusing on your services. How many services do you provide? How many types of goods you can your customers order? So you're more focusing on average daily results, weekly daily results, rather than monthly targets comparing to the strategic sales. And also, of course, you use more sophisticated visualization. Probably that would be the best example, but I can't show you the real one, because I mean the precise some particular client tools, but to just to show you the basics. I mean the main spots. Your focus would be on average customer values on your timeline always, but mostly your focus, you build your sales depending on your services, the types of services or goods that you provide to your customers. So last but not least, again, retail is detail. You know, the good example would be the SKU word, for instance, which is short for stock keeping unit, is used by retailers to identify and track its inventory or stock. So why I show you this example? You basically your sales instrument would be really rely on the stage of your company. Is it the family stage? Like maybe you have you run the food truck business, street food retail, apparel business, something that when it comes to starting from scratch, you are focusing on your daily operations. But as your company would play bigger, you have different locations, you have a lot of sales staff, you have a lot of a lot of sales operations. You dive into the eagle view, similarly with strategic sales, but you have much more details in terms of your average customers' values, your sales cycles, etc. For instance, if you want to evaluate your market in impulsive sales, you can just go to the typical location of your competitor, buy something, let's say in the early morning, then went back in the late evening and just compare the numbers of your tips for this your bill, whatever of your purchases, and you could evaluate the potential on this particular location. So that would be pretty much all for this video. Feel free to put some comments or questions on the comment section below. I'm really grateful that you pay attention to this type of questions. I believe you are really special, and Thanks for coming along. If you need to download these examples from this video, please check out my comments section below. I'll put the links as soon as possible over there. And also, if you're interested to order some individual services or support to create this type of instruments for your business, probably you can also check out my contacts on the comment section below. Again, thanks for coming along, guys. Please remember that sharing is caring, and please hit the subscribe button, and also I would love to see you on the next videos. See you. Have a good one. Have a great sales ahead.